After making its way into the upper floor, he saw several tenants on the kitchen, and on the other side of the room, the owner of that pension. As he paid for the room, he smiled, for he would finally escape his inferno. He almost succeeded in killing himself, but for some reason he didn't do it. He was alive and kicking. The nightmare gave him sight and hope, the will to live. The first thing I'll do will be to get a new job. Maybe at some tutorial, or perhaps I could grade no. Yeah. He remembered his daughter as well, Alma. He even remembered the woman that gave the bag on him. For some reason, his hatred was gone, even after all the damage she caused. Either way, his conviction was in the right place. He stood with his bags in front of the exit door, knowing that a new job and his daughter awaited him. Problem was, the house loves the lonely souls. As he opened the gateway, mechanical sounds returned, the clock blurring the lines of time, fusing the realities, the past and the present, tainting the future. At the other side of the exit door, a long stairway greeted him. A stairway leading down, right into the heart of darkness. At his back, the inner yard, the rest of the house, gone, all gone. Only the empty streets of that damn graveyard. And once again, the shadows awaited him. Legions. The expressions of pain on their faces, the rage of their eyes, their limbs twisting and twitching. And those dark fluids expanding through the ground. For several moments they stand still, immobile, just twitching their arms and torsos, with their heads rising, watching into the grey skies with their faces filled with despair and hopelessness. Brian saw a small street at his left, empty and without any blocks. It seemed to be a good escape route. But after moving just one step in that direction, the shadows reacted with great fury, approaching now towards him, shouting violent screamings. It was after returning to its original position, right in front of that stairway, that the living shadows stopped their actions. Standing still once more, faces watching the skies, limbs twitching, and silence. His path was before him. The descent was inevitable. As he advanced, air seemed to become heavier, thicker. Even a disturbing smell arose, bringing tears to his eyes. Finally on the ground, he saw just one road before him. Right in front of him, a giant sign pointing the name of such road, Gallery 25. He was surrounded by countless halls under construction, walls rising into the bowels of darkness. There will be no sky underground, neither a roof. Only a void, an empty place made of darkness. At his back, the sound of countless steps. He knew that they were approaching. His footsteps will resonate with those floors of marble. Through maze-like passages he wandered. Eventually the place began to change. Cryptic walls no more. The change was barely felt by him. Still, he knew that at some point he crossed into another realm. Once again. The place was no catacomb. Now it felt like a living factory. Machines, gears, boilers, the mechanisms in charge of fusing lines of time. As the steps at his back seemed to get closer, he continued, till finally seeing a new way out. A ladder rising into the darkness from above. As the steps at his back seemed to get closer, he continued, till finally seeing a new way out. A ladder rising into the darkness from above. Maybe a way to return to the surface, he thought. The will to live would make him ascend without fear. For eons he ascended, step after step. He wondered for how long he's been rising through the ladder of eternity. He felt exhausted, but even so, he had to endure, to prevail. The thought of seeing his daughter again was stronger, and so it was. His hands fell to the ground, no more darkness. But right after escaping the ladder, the next infernal circle greeted him. Was that place the backyard of the pension? He moved away from the ladder with great care, slowly. To make a sound would mean his doom. The reason was simple. You'll see, he was not alone. 3 people were on the distance, at the other side of that yard, right at one side of what appeared to be a great hall, a resting place for all our fates. Even though he knew this was the house he entered the last night, the place looked different, too premature. Just like the necropolis. At the same time, the clothes of those 3 people were not from his time either. After reaching the door of what used to be his room, inside the inner yard, he would stop. For the need to discover what was going on inside that outer yard was stronger. Who were those people anyway?
Grant. Then it's true. You became a Lattice hitman.
Wrong as always, Burton. I have my own reasons to do this.
Let Helena go. This is between you and I.
Oh, but of course she will go away. You can bet on that, Burton. As a matter of fact, why don't we let her go just now?
Rising his gun, the tyrant was, shooting that young woman. But she will not be alone inside that tomb. Who fell to the ground, who held the corpse of his beloved. What be next? Both will die at the hand of the wicked man. his rod would hide under the covers of his long coat, whose face would stay hidden under a menacing hat. But two would not be good enough for him, for the one that saw the birth of chaos was next. The codeman saw the beholder eventually. Ryan heard the gunshots and the screamings as he entered his den once more. As he locked the door, the whole breath of the underworld would rise, just to strike the gate once again. The nightmare would have no end. Just like the last time, shining the hits on that door would be the mechanical noises of the old clock. But this terrible song would make him go insane. As he shouted a despair-filled scream, he took the clock away, only to smash it into the ground moments later. The song was no more. The gears were stopped. Lost in the void of time, he would be forevermore. For a long time he stand with a grace of silence and stillness. What happens to the things outside? What would await him at the other side of the door? The need to find out the truth would become his greater regret.